Hey loves, what's up? It's your girl chanellenovosey. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today on the Get to Know Me, I will be discussing how I lost weight, gained weight, all of that. My weight loss journey basically. I went from being pretty skinny, extremely skinny I should say, to being fairly overweight, and then now I'm at a healthy weight. So I want to share with you my story and also give some tips on how you can also lose weight as well, okay? So to start off, I've always been really skinny like my whole life. I actually was 140 pounds in high school, but I was 6 feet tall, so that was really skinny for me. I know that sounds like a lot, but when you are tall, like your weight, of course, it goes all over. So I was really skinny, and I was in about a size 6, which sounds normal, but it was really skinny for my body. Or whatever. So I was in a size 4 or 6, and yeah, I was really bony, and I played sports. I was very active. I definitely wasn't trying to be skinny, it just was genetic. My family is pretty small, and so we all genetically are pretty small for the most part. And so basically when I had a car accident, which I'll discuss in a different Get to Know Me, in 2002, I actually began to gain weight shortly after that because I wasn't that active anymore. And so that led to me having a desk job where I had to sit down. I used to work in retail in high school, all the way through high school, and even after I graduated. So I was on my legs a lot, and so those active jobs kept me small. And so once I had my car accident, just a really brief, and not to get sad about it, I did break or fractured 4 pelvis bones. I had a broken tailbone, a collapsed lung, and a breast tumor, which was non-cancerous. It was from the impact of the car seat. It's a deep story. I definitely can talk about it on a different Get to Know Me. And yeah, I am a walking miracle, most definitely. I am here for a purpose. That's why I'm going to definitely do more of these Get to Know Me's and Let's Talks, because this is what I need to do. Okay, so back to my weight loss journey. So after my car accident, I basically was forced to get kind of like a sit down job because I couldn't stand up a lot. So I went into healthcare, which is currently what I do now. And I was sitting down. Of course, if you're sitting down all day, you're gonna gain weight. And on top of that, I wasn't as active. I didn't go to the gym after work, and I was eating horribly. I mean, because I was skinny my whole life, that's what I was used to. So I didn't incorporate exercise into my life until after I gained like a lot of weight. So I went from being 142 to being about 165 pounds. I think it was 175 actually. And a little bit of backstory. I used to model, and I was in Glamour magazine in 2001, I believe. This is right before I graduated high school. And after my car accident, I modeled a little bit as well. But having this fractured bones and things of that nature, it really did affect my modeling career just a little bit. Just standing up all day and walking is just not something that I prefer to do. And so I sat down quite a bit. I picked up really bad eating habits, and I was in a relationship, and at the time we lived together. And not to blame him or anything like that, but you guys know how it is when you're happy in a relationship, and you know, you gain weight together, and you eat out a lot, and there was just a lot of that going on. So I should have been exercising, but I didn't. So I ended up getting to about 225 pounds. Yeah, I got pretty big. And I remember before I got to that point, I was still fairly small. I was about 175, and I also was on Depo-Provera, which is birth control shot that I would get every 3 months. And I initially got on birth control because I wanted to gain weight in high school, and I started to put on the weight, but it was so gradual. It wasn't like boom. It was like a slow process of gaining weight, so it would be like probably like 10 to 15 pounds a year, which it didn't seem like a lot because I was really small. So, you know, it was cute at first, like, I'm getting a little thick. And then I remember I got my first stretch mark. I freaked out. It was so scary because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna start getting big. So when I first saw that first little stretch mark, I should have started working out, but I was in my young 20s, honey. I was living life. I was traveling and just having a blast. So I really did not factor in the gym at all. So I allowed myself to get up to 225 pounds, and oh my gosh, I was having so many medical issues. I've never been that sick in my life, and I thank God for where I'm at now because I rarely get sick, and I thank God for blessing me with good health. And basically at 225, my knees hurt so bad. Oh my goodness. And I actually developed a loss of cartilage in between my kneecap and my my bones. So the bone, it was just bone to bone on my kneecap. So when I would walk up a flight of stairs, it was so bad. I was like out of breath, and my knees would hurt really bad. And I got checked out and they diagnosed me with, I think it was like degenerate joint something. I can't remember the technical or medical term for it, but I'll post it down in the description box. If you guys have had this, I understand completely. It was really painful to have that. It just got to the point where I was like, listen, like, you have to lose weight. Like, it was getting pretty bad. I was starting to like cover up my stomach. That's always an indicator that like you're uncomfortable with your weight if you unconsciously just kind of do like this, and I was doing that a lot. And I also would wear like jackets and coats a lot. My arms had started to get really big, and I was getting stretch marks on my arms and on my thighs. It was just getting out of control. And it's weird because when you are used to being really small and then you gain a lot of weight, like at first I didn't realize I had to like go buy more clothes. I know that doesn't make sense, but to someone who's went through gaining weight, you try and wear like the same clothing, and of course it doesn't fit, but like it doesn't register. You're like, okay, it takes like a couple pair of like ripped jeans to get to the place where you're like, I need to lose some weight. Like legit, I would sit in my car and I would rip through a pair of jeans. Like, no lie. And I would be like, dang, am I really getting that big? You can look in the mirror and have like this body imagery complex where you don't even realize like how big you actually are. But pictures don't lie. And I was starting to see pictures when I would like go out of town with my girlfriends and stuff. I'm like, when you start becoming like the big one in the group, I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting really big. And the pant sizes were just getting bigger and bigger, and I got up to like a 1X in tops and like a 16 almost in pants. I know, you guys, oh my god, I got pretty heavy. And yeah, wow, I got pretty darn big. And it just clicked one day, and I was like, I gotta do something different. And it took a while for me to like really figure out how to like lose the weight. You have to go through like your own process of it, because you'll find what works for everyone else just doesn't work for you. Basically, I knew I had to do three main things. One, adapt a healthier lifestyle. Two, get out of this relationship that I was in, because if I'm honest, it was like really toxic actually. And I was eating, and I was eating emotionally, and I didn't realize it till like later on that like there was like triggers and things that were connecting me to like food, and I was finding pleasure in eating food. I remember like having that correlation, and I was like, wow, I have an emotional eating disorder. Like I seriously will go through something, and well, with my ex, and again we lived together, so it was like there was no escaping. And we bonded through food, and our relationship was based around that, if that makes sense. So I knew that I had to do those three things in order to be a healthier individual. Getting all three of those things done, it's not easy at all. Leaving a relationship that you've been in for a long time is not easy. I was in that relationship for 5 or 6 years. I know, really long time, and it took a lot for me to walk away from that, but I had to eventually. And I just noticed that like my stress levels went down, my eating habits were better. Of course, if you don't have that other person like, you know, influencing you to eat wrong and not have a healthier lifestyle, and you just have to eliminate that out of your life. I also did at the time suffer from IBS, and I've had that like all the way back to I was about 14 or 15 when I first started having IBS. So basically it's irritable bowel syndrome that had a lot to do with weight loss. Basically your gas in your intestines just get like locked up, and it's so painful, and it's really hard to like use the bathroom and stuff like that, which is how you get rid of a lot of the waste from the food that you eat. So sometimes I do deal with that, and so that was another factor I had to find a remedy to in order to have a healthier lifestyle. So I also can talk about IBS and having that. You know, it's not fun at all. But if you have that in or you think you might have that, let me know down in the description box, and I definitely would touch on that as well. It's not fun at all, and I hope that like they find a complete cure for it, but I can share it with you guys if you want in another video on some things that I use to deal with IBS. I know you're like, she got a lot going on. Yeah, I've had a lot going on in my life, so you know, I think everybody does. Everyone has a story, and I want to share these things with you to be able to help somebody else, because I really do believe I am in a really good place in my life, and it's only going to get better. And you know, I had to go through all of the things that I've been through, just like you have had to go through everything you have been through in order to be the individual that God has purposed you to be. I've had to go through those things, so you know, it might help somebody else out if I'm able to share those things with you guys. So I know I had to let those three things go in order to have a healthier life, a skinnier life, a smaller life, and just be the best me that I can be. So that was in 2012 when I got out of that relationship, and I moved into my own place, and I got serious about weight loss. I joined a gym, but I really didn't go that often. It was off and on. I would go and then I wouldn't, but I would just eat a lot. And I tried to eat healthy, and I wasn't losing any weight, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Now, as I mentioned earlier, I adopted a lot of medical issues. The knee problem was one of them. As I said before, I had IBS, but I had IBS even in my smaller days. I also had asthma really bad, and I have thank you Jesus, I don't have that anymore, exercise-induced asthma. So I was on albuterol, prednisone, my God, you guys, I was like really unhealthy. But that had to do with like mind, body, and spirit. Like I was not healthy in any way possible. So I had to get everything into order eventually. And so I began to eat healthier, but I wasn't losing weight. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I had to learn that I was eating healthy, but my portions were too big. And that can happen. So I had to bring my portions down to a smaller size. Now some people weigh theirs. I did not weigh mine. When I first started off, I was eating like iceberg lettuce, like, you know, making grilled chicken on Sunday nights, which I believe in meal prep. That's something major. Just little things like that. I would eat a lot of salads, but I was eating huge portions of stuff, or I would look up healthy recipes, but it was like a lot. Like, I was used to eating a lot because I was small, and one of the remedies I did to gain weight was to overeat. Like, I would eat more than I had to because that's how desperate I was to gain weight way back when. I was like, I'm gonna gain some weight, I'm gonna get thick. So I got on the birth control, and I used to overeat, so my stomach had stretched. And so now my stomach was so used to being so full with so much food, and here I'm trying to lose weight, and if I ate like a little bit, I was like, I'm still hungry. But I had to teach my stomach how to be full with little. Does that make sense? So you have to say no, even though you're hungry, even though you know, your body is saying eat more, say no, drink plenty of water. You've probably heard that, but really, even if you are eating healthy, you might want to weigh your food, and you definitely probably want to do smaller portions and just snack more. And I'm a huge snacker. So even at my desk right now at work, I have little healthy snacks like nuts, almonds, cashews, trail mix, but sugar-free trail mixes, or as low amount of sugar as possible. Dried fruits are great. Of course, eat your veggies and fruits. I think that those things are so plain if you just eat them like that. That's why I like to get snacks that already kind of have that, because meal prep does take quite some time, and on Sunday nights I am usually meal prepping forever. I'll talk about my meal preps and what I do now a little bit towards the end of the video. I'm just going to give you the story first, and then I'll come back and tell you what you can do in order to lose the weight the right way. When I moved here, I began to get really serious about my health. I was at 215 and a size 14, so I did lose a little bit of weight. I went from a 16 in Minnesota and from 225 to 215 right before I moved. So I was like, all right, I'm in a size 14, and I slowly began to lose the weight. I joined the gym, and I was pretty consistent. I worked out about 5 to 6 times a week. I went in hard when I first started, and as you know, life happens and you kind of fall off the grid. But what I did do was start to incorporate some not so desirable eating habits. When I say not so desirable, nobody wants to blend their food all day and cut so many fatty foods out. Now, I had previously cut out soda a while back ago. You guys, that is toxic in a can. Definitely just be done with the soda. And it took me a while, so I can't just say kick the can and be done with it, because it did take me a while. I was drinking soda. We call it pop back home in Minnesota. So I was drinking pop when I lived in Minnesota, and it took everything in me to cut that cord. But what I used to do was drink Crystal Light packets, which aren't that great for you either, in my own opinion. And I used to drink Crystal Light packets with my water because I hated water. I mean, hated water. But that was what slowly weaned me off of the soda and drinking Crystal Light, the lemon flavor. And then eventually, now I just drink water straight up, like nothing to it. Water does wonders. Everybody says it, right? But it's true. You definitely are going to want to get more water. And some of the tricks that I used to do was buy a case of water and put it underneath my desk at work so I can see it. Out of sight, out of mind, right? So if you don't see it, you probably won't use it. So those are the things that I had to tie down on, and getting out of a relationship, and drinking more water, eating healthier. I used to eat fried everything. Fried chicken, fried fish, fried. I first moved to baking everything, and that is what started me to lose my weight. I would bake tilapia, which was one of my favorite recipes. Baked tilapia, brown rice, and vegetable medley. frozen vegetables were really, really good, and that definitely helped me to begin to lose weight. I ate that so much with a little bit of hot sauce. But that was one of my go-to meals when I first started losing weight. So try baking stuff. People think it doesn't have flavor, but it definitely does. I moved from using salts to using herbs and spices. I haven't bought salt in years. I rarely use it. And some people do use like sea salt or that pink salt or whatever. I don't even use that. What's in my cabinet is parsley, chili flakes, ground pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Now I do use lemon pepper. That does have some salt in it. But that's pretty much all the herbs and spices that I use. I really don't use salt that often. Every now and then, but not that much. You definitely want to get rid of sodium. Sodium and sugars are what contributes mostly to your weight gain, in addition to fats and fried foods. So if you can eliminate your sodium intake with frozen foods, oh my gosh, you guys, I used to be the frozen food queen. What? I used to go to the store, and it was Cut Foods in Minnesota, and I would get those Stouffer frozen meals, which have so much sodium and fat in them. And I used to buy 5 of those, one for each day of the week. You know, you switch it up, get you some lasagna, and some days you would get like the turkey or the Salisbury steaks, like anything. Like, I would be the frozen food queen. That used to make me gain so much weight. There's so many preservatives, artificial food flavoring, so much bad stuff in frozen food. Get away from that. I don't care if it has lean cuisine, lean whatever on it. Anytime you have to freeze something, you have to preserve it with salts and sodium. There's your high sodium and high cholesterol, high blood pressure right there. So if you eliminate those and make fresh meals with a meal prep on like a Sunday night or weekend right before you go for your work week, I'm telling you, you will lose weight, not gain weight, you will lose weight. So yeah, so I used to bake my food, and I used to bake asparagus, which was really good, and tilapia was another baked dish that I used to make. Chicken breast was good, but I had a George Foreman grill, and I would do chicken breast on the Foreman grill and season it. Basically, I'll show you guys some recipes if you like on some of the things that I cook, or my meal prep if you guys like. So let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll provide some meals that I use and that I eat with, and that helps my weight to stay down. A lot of people are really in shape in Georgia, and they're big on going to the gym. Now, I don't know if it's just to be like in the gym and be cute and be really clad and cliche about it, or it's just like a fashion show at some gyms, which is true, but it was a big thing for health. Health is a big thing in Georgia, so I was like, oh my god, like everybody goes to the gym here. Everyone's kind of in shape and doing their own thing and getting healthy, which was great. I love that. So I was like, okay, I need to get my stuff together. So I joined the gym, started hitting the gym really heavy, but I looked on like Instagram and YouTube on like exercises that actually work. Because you can work out all day and all night, but if it's not working, and if it's not working those muscles, like, you have to be present when you're working out and think about each muscle that you are using in order to get a good workout, in my own opinion. So my current weight, and I can't believe I'm telling you guys this, but it's all in just honesty and just giving you my full weight loss journey. I'm currently 180 pounds, and I'm a size 8 to about a size 10 at times. Mostly an 8, and I wear medium. I'm proud to say that. That feels so good to say, because like, just being bigger, it was getting more costly, and I'm just happy to be at a medium. I'm really, really blessed to be able to wear that size clothing. And I don't want to get back to 140 pounds, which is the smallest I have been at in high school. I want to stay at a healthy weight, but I am working on losing a little bit more weight in my thighs and my arms and in my stomach, which is where I carry the most weight at. So I'm working on getting this tummy and these thighs in order, because I do have some amazing trips coming up in 2017, and I want to be at my best and most finest body ever. So I'm definitely working on that, and I would love to bring you guys to the gym on a vlog with me and show you some of the exercises that I use when I am at the gym. I do want to show you guys some of my workout routines so that it can help you guys as well, because I am trying to get down at least 10 to 15 more pounds in weight, and then also gain muscle in my thighs, in my glutes, and then also get a smaller waist and get my arms nice and tight. And I'm not saying I'm not happy with my weight right now. I love my body. It is transforming beautifully, and I think I've done a really good job, and I'm really proud of that. And it feels good to be able to walk around and be comfortable and not feel like you have to cover up, you know, like that was so taunting when I used to have to do stuff like that. And if I ever catch myself, I'm like, oh girl, you need to get in that gym. So, you know, I definitely will share with you guys, if you'd like, some exercise videos and just show you sort of some of the things that I do. I stop eating at 9 o'clock for the most part. So that's my cutoff. You do want to create a cutoff mark of when you are not going to be eating anymore. And it was hard at first, but you have to be disciplined. And one thing I do know is that you shouldn't eat 3 hours before you go to sleep, because your body will not digest it. And if you're laying down and you just ate, that food is going to like not digest properly. Eating and then laying down is really unhealthy for you. So try to eat 2-3 hours before you go to sleep so that your food can digest properly. Make sure you're drinking water after each and every meal. Make sure you're giving yourself a cutoff mark of when you're gonna stop eating for the day, the night I should say. Make sure that you eat breakfast. That is the most vital meal of the day. I do smoothies in the morning. I can share those recipes with you guys, and that helps me drastically. It gives me energy, it gives me fluid, because a lot of smoothies do add a lot of water intake to your body, and your body needs fluid. I believe I read something that said we're 70% fluid or something like that, you know. So our bodies definitely need fluid. Definitely get that water game up there, honey. I know that it's hard, but you gotta do it. It's gonna help you fuel and lubricate each and every part of your body so that you can function properly and get adequate rest. That's something that having IBS is not fun about. Having IBS and not getting enough rest, which happens to me even to this day. If I don't get enough sleep and I get off work, I come home, I'll do YouTube stuff, and I stay up late. Sometimes I'm just riding the high, and it's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'll get up for my 9 to 5, and I've gotten like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and my body's like, no. And it just throws everything off. My stomach is just like a complete total, ugh, it's horrible. You know, so make sure that you're getting enough sleep so that you won't trigger your body to like be tired and beat down. You want to get adequate rest each and every night. Probably 7 to 8 hours of sleep will do, and it'll give you the energy that you need. Look up some healthy recipes for cooking. Throw away your vegetable oil. Even canola oil is not good for you. Stop frying your foods. That is, you guys, don't fry your foods. No. And even if you use a napkin to, drench off the excess grease, it's really unhealthy. And I'm telling you from someone who was pretty big, frying foods was so unhealthy, and it made me gain so much weight. And with that weight, I had so many health problems. I don't want that to be you. I want you to live long, have a happy life, and have a quality of life. Because I know that it's not easy carrying weight on your body, but you have to get to a place where you're like, okay, I gotta do something about this, and it's gonna start with you cutting those fried foods and going out to eat and getting serious. Go to the farmer's market, make sure that you're stocking up on your veggies, your fruits, buy some fresh meats. Even if you do buy chicken wings or things that you typically fry, throw them in the oven. I know it's hard to do, but look up some really good recipes. I mean, baked food is amazing. I have not bought cooking oil for years. Everything I make mostly goes in the oven, or I saute it on the stove, or use the Foreman grill, the George Foreman grill on it. It definitely saved my life. You want to live a long life, you definitely are going to have to make some drastic lifestyle changes. It's not going to come easy. It's not going to just be from working out and that's it. You can work out and still be pretty big. You have to work out, eat healthier, and have a healthy mindset, because it really starts up here. So if up here is working properly, it'll transfer down here, and you'll have a good chakra. Everything will just magnify and be balanced, which is what I also want to mention is meditating. I haven't been meditating lately, but having a sound mind is very important, and I would suggest just getting in a quiet place, taking deep breaths, and meditating at least once a week. That's very small. I know I haven't been doing it, but I do take moments where I just take deep breaths and breathe. I would suggest downloading this app called Meditation Music or Calm, which is a guided meditation app. I play mine at night typically, and it helps me to be so balanced. Oh my gosh, and I sleep so good with that app on, and it has music where it's like peaceful and serene. They have like nature meditation music. There's like bells. They have like running water. It's amazing. I'll list those down in the description box as well. But having a peaceful mind, eliminating stress is huge for that, and this works great with having meditation music on, or even just getting somewhere quiet, closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in, and just releasing all those negative enzymes or thoughts or feelings that might be going on. Meditation and having a sound mind has changed my life drastically, as well as praying. I pray every day for a peace of mind, for the love of God to shine upon me, for joy, for peace. God says that He gives us peace which surpasses all understanding. That's His word. So if His word said that you have peace, I want you to walk into that peace and to receive that peace, because it's yours. So don't let anything or anyone disrupt you from having your peace. Read your word. That definitely is a great place to have peace at, and to receive the Lord's peace. So definitely get into your Bible as well. You need a good mental, physical, and emotional state in order to be the healthiest that you can be. Okay, so tame those emotions, get at peace, lose weight the right way, eliminate stress, eat healthier, but adapt a healthy lifestyle, not a diet which is temporary. Have a healthier mindset. Set some goals, realistic ones, like 5 pounds maybe a month, or maybe in 2 months. That might be more realistic for some people, but set a realistic goal for your weight loss. And I will say that it is important to do this for you and no one else. Lose the weight for you. Lose the weight because you want to lose the weight, not because society says you have to be a size 2. Lose the weight because you want to be a size 2, or because you just want to be healthier. And write those things down. Say, I want to lose weight because I want to be able to walk with my kids. I want to be able to be active, to climb a mountain, to go travel. Whatever your goals are, write those down, and how you not losing that weight is affecting you, and how if you lose that weight, how it will add so much more value to your life. Okay? That's what I want you guys to do. So I hope that this video has been helpful, And I hope that you all have, you know, learned from my journey. This won't stop. I definitely will be providing plenty of videos on weight loss and healthy recipes, and also I want to show you guys what I cook. So maybe on one of my meal prep days, I'll bring the camera in the kitchen and show you what I do, or even take you to the grocery store with me so you can see some of the things that I buy. Also, a vlog at the gym is coming soon so you can see how I get it in. No judgment zone. You get one life and there's no redos, and this is it. Today is all that you have. So be the best that you can be today, shoot higher, and have better goals for tomorrow, and do something today that's going to benefit you tomorrow and get you even closer to those dreams. I know you want to be smaller. If you're watching this video, you want to be a healthier person and you're interested, so you've already taken the first step. Next, I need you to activate that. Faith by works. Faith without works is dead. So you have to get out and do something about it. And even if it starts with you just writing down what your goals are, and even just taking that leap of faith, signing up for that gym membership. And I hope that this has been helpful. If you like more videos like this, please let me know. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful. When you think that people are for you and they're really not. I've lost so many so-called friends this year. If I thought that I was lonely before, I really found out how lonely I was at the end of the year when God was like, you know,